evening, everybody. Hello. Greetings. Hey, Crew Cosmetics. Welcome in, everybody. Great evening. I'm sure it's evening where you are. Hello. Welcome in. Happy Sunday. We have a great topic that we are talking about today because we have been getting a lot of questions. I'm just putting it in the comment section so you guys will know what we're talking about today. Hello, everybody. Peace, love, all the blessings. Hope you had a great Sunday. So today we're going to be talking about why your sew-ins are not growing your hair and why the Abracadabra 6-month sew-in does. And we have a very special event coming up in Canada because it's being launched there. So we're really excited about that. Why your sew-ins are not growing your hair, but this one does. Okay. All right, everybody. So I know I have a lot of new followers. Let me go ahead and pin this message. I know I have a lot of new followers. Welcome in. I'm Abra. Abra as in abracadabra. Cadabra is not a part of my name, but obviously it fits. Abra McField. I am the owner of Abracadabra Hair and Healing. Welcome in, everybody. Welcome in. I've been an entrepreneur for about 20 years. So a very, very, very long time. Very long time. I'm a mother of 3 for those that don't know. I've been a cosmetologist since 2008, but I retired in 2020. And during that time, I created this Abracadabra 6-month sewing system. But the main goal was always hair growth. But we found some other benefits along the way. I'm also a trichologist as well. So for those that don't know what a trichologist is, it's basically the study of scalp and hair issues, problems, and disorders that cause hair loss. So that's kind of where my passion comes in at. And I'm excited to talk to you guys today because there's an event in Canada, October 18th. And I will be coming all of the way from Bali. As you can see, it's daylight where I am. So I'm like a day, if you're in America, I'm like a half a day ahead of you. So right now it's 8 a.m. here, which is 8 p.m. Central Eastern Standard Time. So yeah, I'll be coming all the way from Bali. I'll be touching down in Canada, and we're going to talk more about that event. And you want to stick around because we are giving away a free installation to this process. So you want to stick around to figure out how you are going to be able to enter into that. Okay. Hey, Joss Boss Beauty. She's a certified technician out of San Antonio. Okay. So I am going to be bringing on 2 special guests. One is a trichologist who is helping many women in Montreal with hair loss solutions, and as well as just walking women through hair loss solutions and hair growth solutions. And she has over 4,000 testimonies. Over 4,000. And she does not play about her business. She's very passionate. She is the brains behind the event in Canada. So I'm excited to bring her on so she can talk a little bit more about that. And then I'll also be bringing on the Classy B Hair Collection, who is Chanel. She's a certified technician out of Canada as well. She's been certified for about 2 years, and her skills are impeccable. So not only is she helping a lot of women grow their hair, but she is making them look exceptional during the entire process. So you guys want to stick around for this. So I'm going to go ahead and bring them on now. Is the trichologist out of Montreal, Canada. Has a pretty nice brand. Okay, I think, okay. Hello,
Oh,
hello, Jamila. Crew
hi.
Cosmetics. Welcome in, welcome in.
Hi, Abra. Hi, everyone. Nice to meet you. I'm Jamila, certified trichologist, the founder of Crew Cosmetics. I am in Montreal, Canada. So I don't know how many of you guys are joining us from Montreal. If you guys, si vous voulez que je parle français, just drop some comments saying French so I could translate some of this good information for you. And basically, I am here to talk a little bit more about the event we're hosting with Abra and the 6 month sew-in and how it is beneficial for our girlies in Montreal.
Ooh, yeah, we got some Montreal girlies on the line. So, you guys, I didn't know that Canada or this particular part of Canada was like a French-speaking country. So, I learned that along the way with developing this relationship with Jamila and Crew Cosmetics. So, I thought that was super, super cool. So, yeah, she'll throw in some French along the journey since we kind of know some of you guys are on here. So, okay. I don't see Ch- Chanel on here yet. So we're going to get started because we don't want to hold you guys up. So again, the Classic V Hair Collection, her name is Chanel. She's out of like more like Toronto, Canada. She's been certified in this system for 2 years now. So hopefully I don't know. Sometimes things kind of pop up, but no problem, no issue. We're gonna keep the ball rolling. I'm on a second consecutive sewing, and I'm addicted to the results. Who that? I am Melissa Dawn. I love that. If you let me know if you are in the live right now and you have experienced the AK 6 month sewing, let me know. Let the family know about your results. We do appreciate that. Okay, so here we're here to talk about the most that most sew-ins don't really grow your hair. Like a lot of people that run into the AK 6 month sewing, their brains are like the synapses in their brains is like firing. They can't figure out, okay, what's different about that sewing than this particular sewing. So we kind of want to talk about I want to talk about some things that kind of go wrong with normal or traditional sewing, so to speak. So we're going to start with tension. So a lot of the times when you get like your regular sew-in, the tension is I just saw the Classic B Hair Collection just joined. You can go ahead and press um request Chanel and I'll go ahead and bring you on and get you introduced so everybody will know who you are. A lot of people on here already know who you are, so that's good. Okay, let me go ahead and set you now. All right, I'm pulling her on now. Hey, hair care by Erica. She's a certified technician.
Hey
Also, hey,
guys!
hi, Chanel. Welcome. Happy Sunday evening. How are you?
Uh, I'm doing well. How are you guys doing? Or I should
We're
say,
doing
ladies. How are you
good.
ladies doing?
Yeah. We're doing good.
Everything's
Nice to see
good.
you.
Everything
Okay,
is good.
awesome, awesome, awesome. I'm sorry I'm late. I don't know, for some reason I didn't get the notification go off. I'm sitting here waiting for it, but hey,
It's
better late than never.
right. Yeah, you're on time. So I want you to introduce yourself so everybody knows who you are. I already kind of gave them a little note about you being certified, African certified 6 month sewing technician for about 2 years now. But anything else you want to go ahead and let everybody know, you can go ahead and do that now.
Hi, everybody. My name is Chanel. I am the owner and operator of the Classy B. B is for Barbie hair collection and studio. And I've been a hairstylist or licensed hairstylist for over 12 years now. I've been doing the Abracadabra 6 month sew-in for about 2.5 years. I've been certified for about a year and 8 months, and it's phenomenal. I love it. It's life changing. And yeah, let's get going, guys. Let's grow some hair, Montreal. I'm so excited to meet you
Yeah.
guys.
Yeah, they don't even know how excited we are about it. So, but they'll pick up on the energy while we're on here. So, somebody said the Classic hair collection is killing it. Yes, honey, the skills are just, like
Hey,
I said earlier,
Marie.
exceptional.
That's
Okay.
my client, Marie, actually. That's my client,
Oh,
Marie.
okay.
You met her
Okay.
in Houston. She was my model. She's
Oh,
coming with me.
oh, nice. That's my girl. I love her. She's so
Yeah.
precious, so sweet. I love her.
Yes. Yes.
So
I
that's
love
cool.
her too.
Okay. Yeah, you like the ones that like or with you from the beginning are always like it's just like a whole vibe because they see the evolution of the process.
Yes,
So
absolutely.
yeah. Okay. All right. So we're here to talk about why no sew-ins don't grow your hair. Like when people run across the African after 6 months sew-in, they're just like, how in the world are people getting these kind of results? Like one of the biggest questions, what are you doing different? Like what is different about it? So let's talk about what um what are some things that over the years I started this system back in 2012. So this been going on for a very, very long time. Like y'all just not finding out about it. Okay. So it's been going on for a very, very long time. During the time where most people said it wasn't even possible. So I had to go through all of that process first. So I'm glad we had a breakthrough. Um, but some of the things that I have noticed that I used to say, I don't know what other people are doing, but I started putting two and two together. So number one is like tension, like braids being too tight, stitching being too tight. Sometimes people travel too far with their stitching, so hair is just popping and breaking off during that whole process. Sometimes if you are the type of braid pattern that you are wearing, we typically would braid according to how your hair grows, but if you're braiding against the way in which your hair grows. So for example, the big traditional circle that we always used to do, which is fine in the beginning, but if it's in there for a really long time and then a lot of hair is growing out and it's pulling everything up, then that can raise some issues because your hair is going against the way in which your hair grows, which your hair grows kind of down. So tension is a really, really big issue. Improper installation, so the braiding, a lot of people are not using nets. We're going to talk about why the net is so important when we start talking about the AK6 sewing. One of the big issues is the removal process. Like a lot of clients remove their own sewing,
Mhm.
and I think it's could be very detrimental because there's a process that there's a lot of things that you need to consider when you are removing like a protective style. Like we don't realize even with braids, with crochets, with sew-ins that a lot of our hair is being ripped out and broken off during that process because it hasn't been hydrated or moisturized during that time. So breaking, your hair can break very, very easily. Also, a lot of people wear sew-ins and there's no maintenance during that time. Like you just wear it and you just go on with your life for 2, 3 months. If you even wear it that long, a lot of times they're falling apart in a month, right? And so um, there's no type of maintenance, and that's really, really important. A lot of people assume, when we're saying 6 months on, like people are 6 consecutive months, like back to back to back. Like they just kind of assume that there's no type of maintenance with that, and it is, and we'll talk about that. Um, and then I would also say, even with just going into the system, like I know a lot of hair professionals require the client to shampoo their hair before coming in, and which could be dangerous. Like you wouldn't even think that there is some concerns with shampoo. Sometimes people leave shampoo in too long. Sometimes they leave conditioner in too long. The conditioner is supposed to be rinsed out. Leaving conditioner is okay, but regular conditioner could be proposed an issue. Sometimes there's really harsh chemicals in the product. So you put in these harsh chemicals on your scalp and your hair, and then you're wearing the sewing and you're covering it up for months, not shampooing during that whole time, and then that could propose quite a bit of an issue. Okay, so those are some things that I've noticed that go wrong with other traditional, sew-ins. And we'll talk about the benefits and why the African Dapper 6 month sew-in, we don't have those problems at all. So, Jamila, out of Montreal, Canada, I want you to kind of talk about you have a hair loss clinic. You've helped over 4,000 women, or 4,000 women grow their hair. So, you're facing a lot of hair loss issues. What can you say about the impact of wearing improper or experiencing traction or a scarring alopecia that may come from something like a sewing? How often do you see these issues?
I honestly, I do see it quite a bit. So in my clinic, I am covering a lot of alopecia, and when it comes to women in the Black community, it's very much traction alopecia that's at the forefront, and also
Mhm.
CCCA, which is a form of cicatricial alopecia. A lot of times, these women are showing up with uh, extensive protective styles that ended
Mhm.
up not being protective at all, causing a lot of breakage, damage, pulling, tension is a very big one. And then arriving to the point of no return where you feel like, well, at this point, I need to cover it up with a wig or just keep doing the sewing or the braids because there's no longer any like aesthetically pleasing way to wear your hair.
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
that is what women are being faced with, and not knowing that there's any solution, and not actually believing that their hair can grow back, that they can achieve lengths too. And even when we've cured the alopecia, there's no more holes and their hair is grown back, because that's the whole goal of coming to see me. They still want to go back to the braids and go back to the weaves, which got them there in the first place, because they're not seeing the length they
Mhm.
want
Mhm.
and not
Mhm.
feeling comfortable with their hair in this state that it is. So it's kind of like this vicious cycle, and how do we
Mhm.
break the cycle and get to a point where you have achieved the hair in the state you want it, so now you can let go and just use those other methods as you wish to switch it up, change your
Mhm.
look, but that it's not like you're a prison, and that you're confined to wearing braids, wigs, and weaves, not the 6 month sewing, and
Mhm.
breaking your hair in a
Mhm.
consecutive way. You know what I mean?
Mhm. No, that makes a lot of sense. That's why we're here educating you all now, because we find that you get to that point and it's all this regret, a lot of times because you didn't know, sometimes because you didn't care at the time, so we really want to bring a lot of awareness to the fact that you could have a style that you want that doesn't jeopardize the health of your hair and your scalp. So Chanel, so you've been doing this, Abracadabra 6 months sewing for a while. You have a lot of results. These clients are coming to you, and word around the street is you got to cut a lot of people hair off because they're experiencing some breakage. And we'll talk about it a little later, but we don't want to go into this system with previous damaged hair, right? And so, how do you feel like these issues of wearing traditional, sewing is? And I'm not saying all of them are bad, but a lot of them we run into issues. We only know that because of the clients that come to us, right? And so, what's your take on how is or traditional, sewing affecting like the health of the hair? Like, are you experiencing a lot of clients with breakage, and what does that look like for you?
Yes, so I am experiencing, a lot of clients coming in. First and foremost, I guess I would say that a lot of them just simply don't know what direction that they should move in, whether it's not having enough education on how to, take care of your hair, because a lot of stylists, they gatekeep, or they feel like it's not important to share with the client that aspect of, hey, this is how, we take care of your hair. It's very important to, shampoo your hair, get your haircuts. I don't like to say trims because a lot of clients that come in doing trims, it's like I feel like trims are so that you can maintain healthy hair. But if your hair is not healthy, let's get to the root of it. Let's do a haircut, get you in a place where you can now start to see the growth results that you want. Because a lot of not being able to retain lint comes from split ends, but also, not just, but also not, taking care of like the internal body, because what you do internally reflects the external. So it is important
Facts.
for me to, bring that point across for my clients. And, for anyone that's willing to get on this journey, I do think that it's important to just be patient with yourself. It's new, and give yourself grace to learn. To your question about the traditional sew-ins, I don't think they are bad. However, if they're not being done the correct way with hair growth in mind, then it's just not worth it to do it at all. And I think that a lot of people do cut corners because it's like, okay, let's see how many people I can get in my chair versus, you know, building the relationships with the client to educate them for, you know, hair growth success.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah,
yeah.
I love that. I agree. Um, like I said, all traditional sewings aren't bad. Protective styles art could be a really good thing. You just have to consider a lot of pieces to the process. I think that we're doing them, but then we're leaving the customers to remove them. And customers sometimes they don't know what they're doing. Or like I said, improper installation, stuff like that. But when in terms of growth, the actual growth, like a lot of people, that's really the point. A lot of people aren't experiencing the massive hair growth with the traditional sewings um, that we uh, that they're doing. And in the African 6 month sewing system, we're going to talk about that now. How is it so different? Like, what is it that we're doing that's really helping customers achieve these results? Okay, so let's talk about that now. If you have any questions, I want to note this. If you have any questions, you can go ahead and put it in the question box at the bottom right side. There should be a circle with the question mark in the circle. Click on that so we don't miss your questions. Also, if you're looking for a certified technician, I have a link. I've had a link for years where you can go to and then you can put in your information and it'll release to you a list of where all the certified technicians are. Right now, I'm almost at 40, all in the US, Germany, and Canada right now. So there is a list for you. If you ask me, who's here, I don't. So I have a resource for you guys. Hello, Silk Press and Hair Growth. She's a certified technician out of Sebring, Florida. Welcome in, welcome in. Okay, so let's go ahead and talk about the 6 month sewing. So how is it that is helping your hair just massively grow? Okay, so um, one of the things I teach in this system is tension-free braiding. Like if your braids are hurting before they even start sewing the weft sewing, that's not a good sign. And so even like when you start the braiding, we're adding a little bit of hair, making sure that their hair is not pulling really tight because that could be very dangerous, especially if you already have vulnerable hair and scalp in the first place. Like if your hair is pretty thin or if you have any hair missing, that's a big no-no. All of them know that. Okay, so and also just braiding in the direction in which your hair grows. So nothing is being pulled against the direction in which your hair grows. So that usually helps protect the hair in the process as well. I want y'all to note that hair growth is a huge part of that is being able to have length retention is not losing hair. So that's why we have to tie in the importance of not losing hair during this process. It's very, very important. Okay. If you want to maintain a certain hair length, you have to maintain as many hair strands on your head as possible. Okay. So the length of time that you wear it. So you're wearing this system for 6 months. And I know when we say that, a lot of you guys just cannot wrap your head around it. Like, how can you wear this for 6 months? And I'm gonna be talking a lot about that at the event. Like, I'm gonna tell you, like, how did this even happen? Like, how did I create it? It's such a funny story. But the amount of time that you learn is very beneficial too, because if you think about it, if you protect your hair properly and you protect it properly for 6 months, we all know that if you leave your hair alone, that your hair can grow, but you have to leave it alone properly. So that usually really does help. And we have a trade secret um, technique that usually happens in the middle of the process. So at about 3 months, that makes your hair look and feel brand new without removing it. Right. So throughout that time, you are getting a shampoo, your scalp is being rejuvenated. And really, there's really nothing that can go wrong with African for 6 months sewing while you're wearing it. The only thing, if you have some internal issues, like, and that's kind of rare. I've run into a couple issues where somebody may have an internal hormone issue. You may have some type grin, whatever the case may be. But even in that case, this system is going to save you much better than if your hair was exposed, right? But so that's really important too. So it is getting shampooed. There's there's a proper removal process with this system too. So you have your hair in for 6 months. Obviously, when you take the hair out, you have a lot of new growth. Your hair has been braided for a long time. It's been shampooed, and so there is a specific way that the certified technicians are taught to remove this system. Okay, the one time that someone didn't listen to the fact that you have to have a certified technician remove this process, she did have to cut her hair off because the hairstylist did not know what to do. So you definitely don't want to be in that scenario at all. So this is a certifiable process, you know. So don't let anybody say, "Oh, I'm doing this." Like, where's the certification? Because I need to know for sure that you know what you're doing, right? I wouldn't do it at home. Is what I would say. So, and let's see. I think that okay. So one of the big things, so the science behind it is that your hair is marinated in your natural oils. I know a lot of times we like to use this product. We're using thousands and thousands of products, but there is no product that's better than your own natural oil. Like there really is no better product because your body knows what your body needs. So if you're going into the process without good and heavy loads of products on your hair is free, it's clean, it's clear, then your actual hair is soaking up your natural oils. And when I tell you, I have seen customers going through this process with the driest, I'm talking about Brillo pad, driest hair so dry, you're unbelievable. And then they come out of the system and their hair is so smooth and so shiny. It is truly magical. So the product that your body produces is magical for this system. That's what we rely on primarily. Okay, so Chanel, um, how's it been being a certified technician, taking customers through this process? What have you had your? I mean, I know this, but let's tell the family here. Have you had your own success stories with, hair growth success stories? How have the customers been responding? How has the experience been for you and for them?
It's been phenomenal. I would say clients really started like paying attention and taking me serious when I went through my own hair growth journey.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
Um,
mm-hmm.
I had a pixie cut, and within like a year and a half, like my hair was like down here, and yeah, that was mind blowing for a lot of people, and really and truly, because in the beginning when I started, I would be like, hey guys, like look, like this lady over here, she's growing her hair 3 to 5 inches within a 6 month time period. And I would show a lot of people like your results. But things really turned around for me when I started creating my own results. People are like, okay, I know her. And that's what her hair did. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
now it's on. You know what I mean? So it's been amazing. And just having clients like Marie and Naomi. Naomi, like for her, I had to take her out of the sewing because within 4 months, it was loose. And yeah, her hair grew so much. Like what I cut off, I literally cut off about, I want to say about 3.5 inches. And she grew that back within four
Wow.
months. So
Wow. Wow.
that was amazing. And just being able to educate my clients, but also being there with them on this journey, guiding them. It makes it
Mm-hmm,
so
mm-hmm,
much more meaningful for me. Like I'm very much involved. If they're not doing what I'm asking, I'm like so mad. I'm like, okay, guys, you guys need to get this together because,
mm-hmm,
you're paying me. You know, I need these results. You need these results. So like, let's work together. So
mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
it's been an amazing journey. I love it, and I look forward to helping more women grow their hair and just being that support and that guidance for them on this journey. So
mm-hmm.
yeah.
Yeah, I love that. I love that. It must feel good. It must feel good
It
to like
does.
be the solution, right? We go to doctors because the doctors got the solution. Okay. So we're pretty
Yes.
much hair doctors. Okay. We
Yes,
are
we
the
are.
hair doctors. Okay. So when people can trust you, right? So okay, so Jamila, um, how do you feel like this method? I know you're relatively new to the process, right? But you are in one yourself. This is like your second one,
Absolutely. Yeah, I'm in a
and
sewing.
Chanel did it. So
Absolutely.
I
Yeah,
love
so
so
you, girl.
talk
definitely
about it.
this happened. How I discovered the system itself, I went through some hair trauma. As you know, it's always with trauma that we end up finding solutions. So I
Mhm,
had experience. I decided to try out K-tips, and for me, it was not a good style at all. It was, saying that it's for hair growth and length retention, which is exactly what I was
mhm,
looking for. And after wearing it for a year, I had tremendous breakage where
mhm,
my hair without K-tips, it had
mhm,
grown so much, but then my
mhm.
hair that had the K-tips
Broke
bonded
off.
to it broke.
Mhm,
And I was laying up at night. I was like, what am I going to do with my hair? Went on Instagram and I just, for some reason, typed in length retention.
mhm.
And that's how I found Abra. And then I went down a rabbit hole and I ended up finding the only certified technician in the country who is Chanel.
Wow, wow.
And I mean, I'm a trichologist. I don't play about my hair. So I was like, Toronto, here I come. I booked my I
Mhm.
booked my consultation and I had an amazing consultation with Chanel. Just instant good vibes, so knowledgeable. It was just such a good feeling. I felt already that I was in good hands. I was like,
Mhm,
okay, this
mhm,
is
mhm,
definitely. I was almost happy. I'm like, I'm happy I broke
mhm.
my hair off. Let me see about this. So
Can I say one
I
thing
went.
though?
Yeah,
Can I say one thing though?
for
Okay, so
sure.
guys, she did not tell me that she is a trichologist. And I just want to say that you were so humble, you were
Mhm,
so patient, and you listened to my information and you took it with so much grace. And it's the day of her appointment. I was like, so we're talking. And I was like, so what is it that you do? She chuckled. And then she's like, I'm a trichologist. And I was like, what? No way. Yeah.
That's
I just
funny.
had to
I
put that
love
in
it.
there.
I
Yeah,
love
so
it.
that is exactly what happened. And so, yeah, I ended up in her chair, and I was like a lot of her clients. I ended up needing to cut. There was so much damage, so I could not go right into a sew-in. So we had to cut a lot of my hair off before putting me into the sew-in, which we
Mhm,
did. And after my first install, I grew so much hair, and what was nice is that it was thicker. So it's like
mm,
I got growth and I got density, which I really, really
mhm,
appreciated. And
mhm,
we could still see the cut, the blunt cut. So there was no breakage in
mm,
between. So it wasn't like if there were short pieces, long pieces, you could still see the cut. So I was
mhm,
super confident in knowing that I didn't lose any hair in the process. My hair
mhm,
just
mhm,
grew. And
mhm,
this is my
mhm,
second install. I love it. It looks good. It feels
mhm,
nice. It's light. It's not, there's no tension. I go for my regular maintenances. I do the most.
mhm,
And
mhm,
I'm just like, I'm not going to keep this all to myself. There's
mhm,
no one doing this
mhm,
in Montreal. I want to bring this to my clinic. I believe in the system and I see what it's done for me and what it's doing for everyone else. And it's about time that Montreal has this too.
mhm,
Yes,
So
mhm.
that's kind of
indeed.
I
how
know
it
that's
was.
right.
That's how it
Yeah.
was for me. So
Mhm,
definitely super excited. Chenille's
mhm,
actually going to be coming to Montreal on a regular basis, offering the service in my clinic. So that's amazing. So girlies, you guys are going to be able to book with her and get your maintenances. So I went above and beyond to be able to bring this in, and having this event is
mhm,
also
mhm,
just a way to help educate, make you guys feel comfortable, give promotions, of course, but still for you guys
mhm,
to have the education that you need to know if this is the right step for you, if it's just something that
mhm, mhm.
you think you could benefit from. So yeah, that's kind of
Yes.
how it all happened. And when it's written in the stars, you can't make it up.
Oh, you
Mhm.
can't. You can't.
Yeah.
We will be in Montreal October 18th, you guys. Get your VIP tickets right now. Someone's
Yeah, I would
asking.
like to say, oh yeah, yeah, okay, good. Yeah. You can comment Canada. I'm actually putting that in the comment now. Um, as we're talking about the event, because we're kind of moving our way to talk about the event. If you are anywhere in Canada, I mean anywhere, 4 hour drive, catch a flight, it's all worth it. You definitely want to be at the event. I would like to say that I wanted to piggyback off Jamila. She is not playing. Okay, she is not playing about this event, y'all. She really wants to create a safe space for women to feel comfortable and trust that they are in really good hands when it comes to doing something they probably haven't been able to do, which is grow your hair. You can literally have hair down your back. Like literally, like the extensions that you're wearing, like Jamila's hair, she has her African 6 months on now, but her hair is going to outgrow that hair if she sticks with the system. Like it's a no-brainer, right? And she is putting on the most extravagant, like if you knew you could see the vision of it, you would just want to be there just to be there. Okay. So yeah, she is pulling it together for you guys. It's gonna be a beautiful great event. So Jamila, you can go ahead and talk about that now. If you're curious, if you're interested, you can comment the word Canada. I'm actually putting that pin in that comment now. So you can go ahead and talk about the event, what to expect.
Yeah, so the event is going to be held on October 18th. It's in Montreal. So of course, we're Abra is going to be one of our keynote speakers. I will also be speaking in terms of trichology and length retention, this taboo subject that we've always been wondering how come we're not achieving hair growth and retaining length the same way we see in other cultures. We'll have, of course, Chenille presenting the perspective of a technician who's been doing this for 2+ years and bringing in client to show you her results and testify how she experienced this. So that is the bulk of the event. We have 2 tier of tickets. The first VIP tickets, you guys will be getting a VIP brunch. So you come in early, you get a brunch, there's meet and greet. You're going to get to meet personally with all of the speakers, take some photographs, but the icing on the cake is you're going to be getting a free mini consultation. So right there and then, you'll be able to ask your questions and find out if you're a good candidate for the service, what that looks like for you, and gain even more clarity what the next steps would be looking like. You have early access to the booths, VIP seating throughout the conference, and of course, there's going to be some surprises. Can't give it all away, but it's going to be an awesome event. Honestly, even just for the education side of it and discovering more about your hair growth, length retention, and your hair goals, what could help you on this journey. There's going to be products, supplements, different booths, different technologies. So everything hair and length retention will be at your disposal. And it's the first time there's an event like that in Montreal. So you definitely don't want to miss that.
And speak about the French speaking women who will be there. Did you mention it? I don't know. I
Yeah,
was
so
trying to.
if you guys speak French, don't worry. Please do not worry. There are going to be French translating headsets so that you can have the entire conference translated for you. You don't have to struggle or speak English. I mean, French in Montreal, it is a French-speaking province, so it's 100% accommodated. Everything will be translated so that you are comfortable, you understand fully, and you can go ahead and make any decision you need, knowing that you received all of the information in your first language. So we
Mhm.
got that covered too.
Okay, perfect. Awesome. And don't forget that all attendees are going to be entered into a raffle for a free installation of this process. This is like a $500 value or more. Okay, so I don't know. You guys are here, you're watching, but you may not understand the magnitude of this system. It is literally revolutionary. Um, and I'm going to be talking about it from the beginning to where we are right now. And like I told you before, this process was very um, people resisted this process for a very long time in the beginning. And I believe that with any scientific breakthrough, you have to first abandon your old way of thinking. And that's why I appreciate Jamila, Chanel, all of my certified technicians that came in because they trusted it. They believed in the process. They were conscious enough, woke enough to say, hey, this actually makes sense. Like, what they asked the question, what if it does work, right? Um, and so this is going to be the trusted hair growth solution across the world. See, we're in the very beginning of it now. Even though you guys, I mean, we have thousands of testimonies. My testimonies that I created before I retired, even all of my salon testimonies and all of my certified technicians hair growth success stories. So this is a massive thing. So if you have been struggling with hair growth at all, like if you are having any challenges with your hair, and you live in Canada and you live in New York or New Jersey or anywhere close, just the raffle alone is for you to be able to get this free is so worth it. But just even being in the space, being in the energy of this, because we're gonna have a really good time. And I'm excited about it. Canada has been following me for so long. Like so many women out of Canada has been here watching for so long. I've even gotten some messages from you guys. Like somebody was like, I've been watching you for so long. I cannot believe that we are actually about to be in the same room. Yes. So I always have appreciated the women in Canada. I know you guys are ready. I know you guys like, yes, I need that. I want that. And so I'm excited to see you guys there. So how do they register? How do you register? So if you comment Canada, you guys, it's gonna take you. If you comment Canada here, or if you comment Canada any one of my posts, or if you message the word Canada, like DM me, it will send you an automatic link to the website. Okay, and there's a lot of information on the website on what you guys are going to expect from the event. Um, Anything you want to say? Anything that we left out, Jamila, about the event that they need to know?
No, I mean, I think that's pretty much it. Definitely, you guys could just comment Canada, as you said. You can head over to our Crew Cosmetics website or even just our Instagram page. There's links there, so it's very accessible. We have two types of tickets. The VIP tickets are running out. Everyone really
Mm,
gravitated towards those because there's just so much added value to that one. So if
mhm,
that's one that you're interested in, you should hurry up and get your ticket.
mhm.
And then there's the general admission ones. We still have some tickets available there. So just hurry up and get your tickets because once they're sold out, they're sold out. And super excited about this event. You guys won't regret it. And really, I feel so privileged to be able to pioneer this service to Montreal. I feel like sometimes we feel like we're so left out. We don't have anything. Everything's in the
Aw,
US. Everything's in Japan. We don't have anything. No, we're going to get just as much results, long, thick hair as all the other girls are having over there. And yeah, super
I'm
excited.
super excited. I want to be clear about something. Jamila does not provide, she is not the one providing the service. I don't know if they know that or not, but she's not the one provided the actual service. She owns the trichology clinic with Hair Growth Solutions, and Chanel is going to be providing service there. She has another hair professional who's really good that's going to be providing service. I just love that. I just even love how you guys connected. I love the whole community aspect of this system because nobody is doing it. So we like have to stick together.
It's true.
We have to stick together on the process, right? So I just love that you guys were able to make that connection. So she's gonna have two people doing it, and I'm sure they're gonna be booked, and she's gonna have to get more. So if you're interested, if you're in Canada and you're interested even in learning the process, you can comment, learn, to see if you can, get in the system and you want to connect with Jamila. Hey, this is the whole networking thing. We're really just focused on growing together and helping to impact as many women as possible. So yeah, I'd like to thank everyone. Okay, so wait, before we go, any questions that you guys had? What's the cost? Somebody asked what's the cost. The cost is going to vary. It's definitely going to vary. So a lot of with this system, this is not a system that you just kind of walk into and you get it. This system requires a consultation. It requires a consultation, and there's a lot of things that goes into deciding what would be the cost for you, your hair extensions, what type of technique that you're going to get, if you have any customized special needs. Like sometimes people don't have hair, so we got to create hairline. It can be a lot. So we can't really give out a cost. Even for me, you guys know, or you may not know, that I'm retired, and I had my salon for 10 years. I closed it in 2022, but even there, 23. But even there were different costs. You know, it depends on your skill, like how long you've been doing it, how experienced you are, how long you've been doing it, how experienced you are, how many success stories that you have. So there are lots of things that go into it, but I will say it is an investment. I will say it's an investment, but it's one that's worth it. So it just really depends on how bad do you want what you want, and being able to assess and observe the results that we've been able to get over the years. I've been doing this since 2012. There's thousands and thousands of success stories. So you just got to ask yourself, what would it mean to me to have the hair of my dreams? Like, how would I show up, in the world? You know what I mean? Would I feel confident? Would I want to go work out and get my body together too? I actually have clients that went through this system, literally was probably 300 pounds, maybe 400, like literally not happy with where their health was, and looking good once they got their hair to where it was. You know what I mean? So it's not just about the hair. There's an emotional, there's a mental, there's a physical, there's a spiritual aspect to this whole journey.
And
So
low key,
if
Abra,
we
if I want to add, most times we're spending just as much money on our hair, just doing things that are not helping for growth. If we kind of think about how much we're spending on our braids and spending on our wigs and all of that edge
facts,
control and all those stuff we're
facts,
adding,
facts,
that
facts, yes,
Black women, we spend
it's
money on our
adding up.
hair. It
Yeah, like
does.
we talked about that. Like, if you look at what you spend for this system and you look at what you're spending anyway, there really is no difference. Here, little here, little there, but there's really no difference, and you don't have any kind of results. So I think that if you gave it an opportunity, you really did the research on it, and got your consultation done, you will find that I'm gonna do this. I haven't had one person yet that I ever consulted with that was like, "Oh, I'm not gonna do it because of the cost." You know what I mean? So, so that's what I would like to say. It's definitely gonna vary, and it's gonna require a consultation. I know, particularly at the event, Jamila will kind of explain those things. She put them in certain packages and got some promotions to make it really feasible or easier for you guys to get through the process. I know if you consult with any other hair professionals, they're going to do a consultation. That's another thing. We got people in New York, California, Midwest. All these, the cost of living is different, and so everybody's cost is going to be different. So it's really hard to give like a detailed cost. So, can I get certified? I'm in Las Vegas. You absolutely can. If you comment "learn" here, or if you message me "learn," you could get into the program and get your certification for sure. There's nobody in Las Vegas, and we get a lot of people asking about it. So were there any other questions or concerns? I have protected style. Can I still come? I need my natural hair. I have protected style. Can I still come? I need my natural hair. I'm not totally sure if I understand the question. You can still come. You can come. You can come as you are. Like that. To answer that question, yes. But you don't have to. You don't have to have your natural hair at the event. Like your natural hair does. I guess that's the question. Like if you got braids, if you got a somewhere now, if you got crochets, if you got a wig, come as you are. That doesn't. At the particular event, we will not. No. Like you just need your hair for the actual where you going into the actual service. But there, no. And if you are part of the VIP, we can do a mini consultation just by seeing your scalp. We may not be able to see your hair, but we can see your scalp.
Exactly.
And that's the main thing, So, yeah. Let's see. There are a couple certified technicians in Illinois. Yes, the event is October 18th. Thank you so much. I'm not sure who you were commenting. Okay, so I think that when she will be at MTL, October 18th. So we already answered that. Okay, so I was just making sure we didn't miss anything. Somebody was mentioning that they lost all their hair. Can we give any advice on what I can do to regrow my hair, please? This AK 6 months sewing. If you just want to make it easy, that process. One thing we left out too is I know we talk about the hair growth component of it, but the stress-free journey of it is just as equally as important as well. So not being able to worry about your hair, waking up looking good every day for a long period of time, not even have to worry about it. If you go to the salon every day, or not every day, but every week, that's saving you time from that. It's saving you time from doing your hair, from buying products. So it really does create this stress-free process also. So I think that's about it. We talked about a lot, you guys. Hopefully we answered some of your questions. Or is there any, last things you guys wanted to say or leave with them before we head out?
I do see a question
Okay.
that says, after the event, will I be there every month? To answer that question, I will be there according to, when I need to be there, if I'm making
Oh,
sense.
oh, they were asking you that.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I guess if I'm gonna be there right after the event, but um,
Or were they
that
were they
Yeah, so she will
asking
be coming back on a regular basis, but
says
it's
mhm,
going to be according to your
according to
appointments,
the
obviously.
schedule? Hmm.
Yeah.
Hmm. They weren't asking about how often they have to come back, right? Was that
no,
oh,
no.
okay, okay, okay. I just want to make sure. So there is a maintenance. So usually we'll be getting shampooed a month to 6 weeks, from the process too. So okay, all right. Anything else we left out? How do you deal with the tangling in the natural hair under the sew-in? That's a good question. There's no tangling. Oh well, there's tangling. Okay, so why do you have the sew-in? You want to answer that, Chanel?
I'm sorry. What was the question,
The question was, how do you deal with the tangling in the natural hair under the sew-in?
girl?
I can answer it, but
Your hair, your hair don't be tangling while you're in the sew-in. We have a protective net. So I know sometimes when your hair is not protected in a sew-in, the beards on the weft
mhm,
can
mhm,
tangle
mhm,
with your hair, and that called like
mhm,
when you are trying to remove those wefts, you're
mhm,
ripping your hair out. So we use a
mhm,
net so that we don't have any of that issue when we are
mhm,
taking down your sew-ins. Of course, we're using, moisturizing,
mhm.
detangling,
Agents.
a magic
Mhm,
detangler, actually. And it just creates the slip that we need to be able to comb through and get all the shedded hair out of your
mhm,
hair.
mhm,
So,
mhm, mhm. Yeah.
you're not losing hair. Your hair is intact, it's growing, and you're gonna love the results. Trust me. It's just about, understanding. So going through the consultation, you will understand a lot more of what to expect going
Mhm,
through the 6 month process.
mhm,
And, while you're in the process, you do have the support of me, Jamila, and to guide you on, your journey. And, for your removal, girl, you're gonna be so excited. Yeah.
It's a party.
yeah, it's always this anticipation, like, ooh, what's about to happen? What's about to happen? It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable for a lot of
Yes.
people because it's a lot of times, how many people have said my hair has never been this long before? Like my hair has never ever been this long before.
Yeah.
So that's what you have to look forward to. So yeah, there's no tangling. When we're going to take it out, you've had it in for 6 months. So obviously, there's matting is just shedded hair caught in your hair, right? So that's why
Mhm.
Chanel mentioned it's important to get all of that hair, shedded hair out, but that your hair is moisturized in the process, so it's not breaking off. But also remember that your natural oils are also moisturizing your hair as well. How
Yes.
many times have you taken out and it looked, oily? And it's like they didn't put anything in the hair, you know what I mean? So you
Yeah.
actually moisturize your own hair when you leave it alone and when all of your hair is lined up against your scalp. So that's usually never an issue. So who has an idea who has not idea how to remove my sewing? I constantly chop patches out. Who has not I can't it says who has not idea how to remove my sew-in. Oh, who has no idea? May not remove my sew. I constantly chop patches out. Maybe we mentioned about like customers taking their own sewings out. So she said every time she takes hers out, she's always cutting patches on her head. Yeah, it's very dangerous. We don't believe in you guys taking out your sew, especially not this one. Please don't ever do it. I told you guys about the story of somebody doing it, and it wasn't. Yeah, she had to cut her hair because the hairstylist was not certified. So I would love to try to get someone. There's no one in my area. Oh, yeah, I'm trying. Yeah, just share the content with hair professionals that you know in your area, or just share it on your feed. And that's how I got a lot of the hair professionals in here now. They're, somebody shared it with them, was sitting in their chair, was like, hey, have you heard of this 6 months in? And that's how I got a lot of hair professionals in here now. So yeah, so I'm trying and trying. It's we've covered a lot of bases in the United States, but there's still so many more areas that are not covered. And in terms of the country, we got Germany and we got Canada. So I know a lot of African and UK. I have someone in the UK in the system, but they aren't certified yet. But I know they're also asking too, so it may be offered over there too. So yeah, so it's been a joy. Oh, is this okay if you have hair loss on your edges? It's okay. It just depends. It just really depends on the case. Like, we have to take that case by case. If you have hair missing completely on the edges and you have hair above the ears, you may still qualify for the system. If it's just thin, no problem. Usually a certified technician can kind of work around that. And you will find that sometimes that hair just kind of grows in when you just kind of leave it alone. I've had clients who had slick bald edges for years, 15 years, 10 years, and they went into the system and the hair came back in. So, because they just left it alone. So, but not all of it, because when you have scarring alopecia, technically scarring alopecia doesn't grow back. But sometimes you have follicles that are around the scarred follicles that aren't scarred, and so those hairs will come back in if you leave it alone in the system. Um, is there someone in Indiana who does this? I don't believe so. I don't believe so. Why stylists keep saying box braids taking your hair out? Hmm. Why stylists keep saying box braids are taking your hair out? I think it's just, I think braids in general, you just have to really be, careful with, especially if you have like fine hair. And I think that a lot of times we get our braids and we think we're not supposed to do anything. And that couldn't be further from the truth. Going 2 months without shampooing your hair with synthetic hair wrapped around your hair, soaking the moisture out of your hair, kind of drying your hair out, your scalp is, follicles are clogged. Like, those are all signs that you could really, or signals that you could really experience some type of shedding or breakage or hair loss. So we always recommend detoxing your scalp with braids and moisturizing your hair with braids. Um, how can participants come to Canada conference from the USA benefit from the event? You wanna ask that, Jamila? Answer that,
Yes, well, I
Jamila?
mean, the event itself, not only the education piece, but we are going to be as well raffling off an install. So you can actually win your first install, which is obviously great monetary value. It comes with the hair that you're installing to top quality. And I mean, what are the chances you're going to get to meet Abra in person? She's now living in Bali. And of course, Chanel is a very experienced stylist in the art of the 6 month sewing. So there are some advantages of being there, even from the US. I don't know how far you are, but I mean, when I decided to drive to Toronto and get my hair done, I definitely don't regret it. And it's pretty much the same distance it would have taken me to drive to New York. So
She
it just
comes every
depends.
5 weeks, y'all. She comes every 5 weeks. Let's not
I
forget
just want,
that.
I just miss her, and I don't see her for a while.
It's one of those things that you cannot even wrap your head around how valuable and beneficial it is unless you actually give it a chance. People were Before I retired in 2020. People were flying from London and Africa and Dubai faithfully, faithfully. Okay, we're talking about out of the country. It eliminated so much stress in their life, and obviously they're working women, they're mothers, they're entrepreneurs. They need to show up and look good every single day, without having to worry about their wig falling off, without worry about their hair breaking off, without worrying about stitching and wefts falling apart. The security and the resiliency of it alone, and the sunniness of it alone was worth buying, not to mention the hair growth results from it. So when it comes to this people flying and driving, that is not new for the system. Once you know, if you know anybody in your family that has done it, everybody who does it always have several family members. They just end up coming. It's a family affair. Like they end up coming because they get to experience through their family, somebody they trust, how this process was. And the person that experienced it don't even have to work that hard. They just talk about, it's just so effortless. So it's like one of the things that you really don't know the benefit of it unless you experience it. But I would even think it would be beneficial for you even just to learn more about the process because it's just so revolutionary. And knowing that you always have this to turn to, you may come, but you may not get it, in Canada. Maybe you may go back to where you are, and maybe somebody may get certified in your area, and then you get into it, and it's it's literally life changing, and it's a lifestyle. It's just not a sewing; it's actually a sewing with a purpose. So
And
hopefully
there's no
that
other
helps.
event like this. So, it's not like if we're having one of these in every state. So if you want to be in an
Mm-mm,
event
mm-mm.
like this,
First time.
this is
First
the
time.
one.
This is the first time that and like we said earlier, Jamila is not the one getting certified in the system. She owns the trichology clinic that offer the hair growth solutions, and she found it valuable enough after experiencing it herself to bring this opportunity to bring this system into Canada so you guys can experience it. So this is the first time that there's a launch for this process. So I'm really excited about it, and she's not playing with it. We are going to have a time. So comment my city, and a link will be sent to you with a list of certified technicians if you're not close to Canada or surrounding areas and cities. Okay. So, okay, you guys, we've been on here for an hour. I hope that you got some value from it. I'm really looking forward to seeing you guys. If you have any questions about the event, you can obviously reach out to Proof Cosmetics. You can message me. But I'm excited about it, and we're gonna have. So, thank you guys for joining. Thank you, Chanel and Jamila.
Thank
Thank you,
you so
Nona.
much.
Yeah, and have a great rest of your evening. Bye, everyone.
Bye
Bye.
bye.